Giggity dog, you guys, welcome back to the Invested Dog. Today, I want to talk about Rio. I want to talk about Rio and comparing it to other stocks, comparing it, doing an analysis. But before I begin, let me tell you what we are, what type of channel this is. This is a channel that talks about investing. We talk about growth. We talk about finances, analysis. We give you historical data in order for you to project where money is going to go. It's not about guessing, it's about looking at the market trends. So with that, let's talk about Reno first. Let me give you a little bit of history about Reno. Reno is a leading global mining and metals company that explores for mines and processes mineral resources. What type of resources are they going into? They go into iron, copper, aluminum, they go into lithium, and they operate within 34 countries, producing materials essential for steel mining, renewable energy, and technology, while working towards decarbonizing their operations in 2030. So let's just look at what it opened up today. What it opened up today was $99.99 as of right now. It's almost 11 o'clock. I'm 5 minutes shy of 11, and it's already at $100.55, which is not that big of a jump. However, if you look at the 1 year, what it was 365 days ago, 365 days ago, it closed off at $58.55. Obviously, that is a humongous jump. That is almost a 70% jump. That is absolutely amazing. They are in some headlines, and why investors think that this is a bullish stock. They do attract bullish attention, I should say. Some of the reasons are because it is reported that a 12% increase in iron ore production and a 6% growth in alumina output, that demonstrates that the operational strength is gonna continue. So that's absolutely amazing. Also, they have $100 million investment in housing for the frontline workers markets in its largest private sector, contributing to regional development and supporting local communities. So that is absolutely amazing. We do need that in our stock market. We do need that in order to scale within our economy. So let's just do a comparison to BHP. I've done several videos on this already. If you have not seen those videos, check it out. They're somewhere on my channel. Just go and look for it. Let's do a comparison. So let's go back up and let's look at 6 months. Let's do a 6-month comparison. BHP, what are they? Again, I've done a video extensively on this. This is a great investment in order to have. BHP is the largest mining company by market capitalization. They focus on exploring, acquiring, and developing and operating on a large scale and long life assets. And they're out in Australia. But let's do comparison. By the way, I'm getting this from Yahoo Finances. This is fair use. So 6-month comparison. Like I said, Rio 6 months, it's been up 40%. 6 months ago, only a half a year ago, it was closing at $70. Right now, it's at $100. That is a great return. BHP, 6 months ago, it was at $56 closing. Right now, it's at $47. That's almost a 40% return. So they're pretty equivalent in that scale. Let's look at the 1 year comparison. the 1 year comparison for both. Rio, 1 year comparison, 365 days ago was March 1st, and they were closing at $58.55. Let's look at BHP. 1 year ago, 365 days ago, they were closing at $47.71. That is a 65% return, and compared to Rio, it's a 69% return. So they're pretty similar. They're pretty similar in the return that you're going to get compared to the two. Let's see. This Rio started trade in 1990, and that compares to BHP. They started in 1980, so that's a 10-year gap. Rio does have a little bit more, a 10-year more of experience for growth than BHP does, but all in all, they pretty much go neck and neck. In my opinion, BHP is a little bit more linear with their growth. Linear, like, I don't want to say stagnant, but they're a little bit more linear. You can kind of project in a sense of where they are going to go. They don't have extreme highs or extreme lows per se. And I cannot necessarily say the same thing for Rio. With Rio, they did have some pretty big highs back in the Great Recession and some pretty big lows during the end, or I should say in the middle of the Great Recession. Look at that. Look at that jump. Imagine buying this stock at $123, and then not even 3 months later, not even, let's see, that is April, May, June, July, August, September. So 6 months, not even 6 months later, it drops to $21. That is a pretty big drop. That is a pretty big significant drop. I mean, I wouldn't sell it, but I would be extremely nervous to have that in my portfolio. But yeah, I think that they're pretty good. They're both a pretty good investment. If you are a little bit low on funds, I think the better option would be BHP versus Rio. And the only reason for that is because BHP is significantly cheaper, almost $30 cheaper than Rio. So yeah, I think they're pretty neck and neck. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. And again, this is the Invested Dog signing off.